Do it.
Do it. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Trivia Night, hosted by Drink and Think Trivia. As always, my name is Doug, joined by my life partner in crime, Lucas.
Hi, everybody.
How's everyone doing? We hope you're having a great night. It is Thursday. It is the first Thursday of the month, which, you know what that means? New theme night this month. Well, not tonight.
I was
but,
like,
you know,
it's not theme night. That's what it means.
in 3 weeks it'll be theme night. But we have a new theme for this week, or not. Dang it! This
You
month,
can do it.
I am struggling already. It will be history, specifically war history,
Yeah.
because we're tired of doing mainstream stuff, so we're gonna do our stuff.
War. Yeah, that's gonna be the whole meme all theme night long. Is that we're gonna sing the song. By the end, if we don't finish the lyrics, it's bad.
If we don't get DMCA,
Don't ask.
I'll be surprised, shocked, whatever the word is.
Just break it down into like 8-second sections. Non-coherent. It'll be perfect.
On top of our copyright strike for Pixar Night.
Yeah, whatever.
Ran it. We found out we had a copyright strike after it had been released, so that was helpful. But so yeah, let's start with what we're drinking, because Lucas and I are matching. If you guys didn't know,
Yes, we are.
in the title of our trivia. We drink, and then we think.
We do that.
Doo-doo.
That's right. So we're doing the same thing tonight. Doug has it shown there. It is part of our Fat Fro Care package, and we decided that drinking them together was the way to go.
It's a Squeeze Play by Boom Island Brewing Company in Minnetonka, Minnesota. Which, when I heard Minnetonka, all I thought was, go purify yourself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka.
Lake Minnetonka.
So, the moral of the story is, Prince challenges you to a basketball game. It's gonna make you some waffles. Pancakes, sorry.
Oh God, nailed it. So that's gonna be the way we're gonna kick off the night, and then we'll probably resume regular activities. As usual, there is a 50-50 round tonight. I'm sure Doug has something hit over there.
Oh,
And
shit.
if he doesn't, he'll find something. I have a couple things hidden downstairs. I have nothing but faith in you, which is why they're downstairs. If you don't know what I'm talking about with the 50-50 round, you'll find out when we get there. It's fun times.
So that's the drinking part. How do we play? If this is your first night tonight, there is a little QR code over in the corner. You can. Thanks, Kenny.
Short fingernails. Why do you? Ow, God, that hurts so bad.
There's a QR code in the top right over that way. Scan that, brings you to TrivNow, or you can go to play.trivnow.com/search. And the 4 alphanumeric code you're looking for is also in the top right. It's XXE2. That'll get you in. All of your answers have to go through the TrivNow app. You can play it in your browser, you can play it on your phone. To tell you right now, if for whatever reason, we bring up a question, and you decide that you're going to meander on over to Twitter or Instagram or Facebook or whatever, and then come back to answer the question, it's going to mark you as cheating. Most of you, we know, that aren't cheating, so we'll give you a little bit of a break, but at the same time, don't abuse it.
Because once we see too many violations, we'll stop correcting your answers back to right, because it'll automatically mark them wrong, and you lose points, and you will be sad.
So sad.
And we will not. Life will go on.
It will. Well,
Pretty much how you play, but we do have rules that we play with.
very few.
And we are very few.
Well,
We're such complex human beings. We came up with 3 actually, and really, what we've agreed on is it's more like 1A and 2A, and then 3AB.
That's fair.
That's how I describe our rules. It's really 1A, 1B, and 1AB. Because it kind of combines the first 2.
Yep. Well, our first rule, our most important rule, the rule that everyone really should just follow, a rule that you could base an entire religion around, and almost every religion has based it around, is just don't be a dick. It's that simple.
That's right. Plain and simple.
But
I love it. I love that's always our description for rule number 1. Plain and simple. Just don't be a dick. It's not hard.
it really isn't. But for those of you who are really just that thick skull, just like us, rule number 2 is see rule number 1.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. And
You have to like ask yourself, is the thing I'm doing dickish? Would someone say, "Hey, dude, hey, bro, hey, fellow human, that was a real dick move"? Then you're being a dick. Don't do it. Don't do that thing. Change what you're doing and just don't be a dick. Easy peasy. And finally, while it seems like Rule 1 and Rule 2 have both confined you into a zone where you can't, we decided Rule 3 would be our express yourself rule. So, plain and simple, rule number 3 is you do you, boo-boo. We don't care who you are, we don't care what you are, we don't care what creed, color, race, religion, anything that goes along on your walk of life, whatever it is, do your thing, have fun, enjoy yourself, as long as it doesn't affect someone else, following rule number 3. Otherwise, you're most likely breaking rule 1/2, which is being a dick. And just let that freak flag fly.
He did it again on the first try.
I'm telling you, I've got this. I've learned how to the things.
I'm so proud. I don't have words to explain it.
Speaking of words, now that we've explained the rules real quick, you'll notice we've added a few exclamations to our stream title. Exclamation socials will always give you all our social media. We're out there on a bunch of them. Are we active on them? No, but they're there for you. You're there if you need them, and we will respond on them. Like if you have a question, you can message us on Facebook, and it's surprising, but we'll answer. Hashtag or exclamation mark free is when Douglas or I give away a free question. You throw that out there, it keeps count. It's kind of fun because we give away free answers like dummies. If you see that, we probably said the answer in what we've been saying, and chat will laugh about it and probably give you a free answer, so grab that. And finally, since Douglas and I are so great at writing questions, because I never include our mighty moderator in this, I think he spell checks everything, we have exclamation grammar. That will collect every time that we commit a grammatical error in a question. We're not talking about punctuation, we're talking about misspelled words, because it gets overly complicated otherwise, and we're not looking up how to grammar with which to correct our own grammar. So if you see a misspelled word, point it out, throw exclamation grammar out there, and we will take a drink in your honor of grammar not seeing us.
Yep.
Ta-da!
And we'll keep a count going. We'll take a drink. Cheers to you. We're gonna keep a running tally of how many free answers we give out because we're so good at that.
We're starting. It's the month of February, so we're setting the counter to 0. Edit counter. We are free, and we have given away no free questions. That's not that. Oh God, that number does not exist.
Edit free 0 negative.
Oh God.
Okay, so cheers.
To you, Kenny. With that said, you ready to rock and roll, buddy, or do we got something else we need to do?
I think that's it. We covered. Oh, I will say, maybe keep an eye out for some history-related stuff in these rounds throughout the month, because there might be some hints to our theme night, or maybe even just straight up questions we're gonna pull for our theme night. So it might pay to watch all of our trivias this month, leading up to.
Who knows?
Next week should be interesting too, because it's the day before my bachelor party, and I intend to get shwasty-faced. So.
Oh God. I told them the other day that I am also taking that Friday off, but I have to drive somewhere that you don't know about, so I probably will not be doing that thing.
I know nothing except for bring my swimmies, get in the car with Marvin, Scott, and Ryan, and that's about it.
And Zool.
That's it.
Yep, there you go. So, you got it.
Cool. Well, let's get started. You want to take the first one?
I do, as always, and we're kicking it off as we always do with current. We're not doing current events because we got you.
Bam.
Sounds like an urban legend. When most people think of urban legends, you think of myths. However, most urban legends are actually based on true things. So, you know what? That's your job tonight. Find the truth. We've all heard of alligators in the sewer, but what city actually had news reports of this?
Ooh.
And if you can, prove to me that you've seen it somewhere else in another one of these cities, I'll give you a point. but by damn, this is the one I found. I wrote a lot, by the way. There are a lot of words in my questions, so they're gonna be grammatical errors.
Also, the bungholes are
it's gonna happen.
potatoes. They're potatoes.
Are they potatoes? Is there a russet bunghole?
No, it's bunghole skins,
Ooh,
bungholes au gratin, mashed bungholes, and
I like it.
baked bunghole. But it's only
nice.
it's a singular baked bunghole, which like why
Kind of.
why only one? Like I want multiple mashed
Well-
bungholes.
Well, mashed bungholes is multiple. It's the singular baked bunghole. When you go to the restaurant, Doug, do you order a like baked potatoes, or do you get a singular baked potato?
But if you were ordering for like the table and saying we're all gonna get the steak and we're all gonna get the baked potatoes with it,
That's fair. That is multiple potatoes.
can I grant like I feel like if you're gonna go all in on the theme,
Actually, Doug, the plural of potatoes. Me and Kim have watched like
It's-
10 episodes of Actually here lately.
actually is my I have the board. I'm bringing the board game. Next
Yes.
week. I kickstarted that and I'm so excited. I played it, or we listened to it going down to Tech one time. It was like the My Little
Yeah.
Pony episode,
Oh,
and
God.
even Allie was getting into it, and I was like, "Gotcha."
It's great. So the correct answer here, since I got 7 of 6 teams in, is New York. In 1932, the New York Times reported that they saw gators coming out of the sewer systems in the Bronx River.
All right.
That's crazy.
Number 2, Neil Armstrong gave us a famous line while on the moon. While we can all speculate about the actual moon landing, there was a bit of scripted lines that he screwed up. One small step for man was supposed to be one small step for what?
I don't know why I'm so proud of this round.
Because it's a good round.
I don't know that it's necessarily a good round. I'm just very proud of it. I don't know. I love.
Can
You almost could have called it conspiracies.
Can I grammar one of
Nope.
the answers?
Nope. They can
Okay.
if they want. I'm curious. I'm looking at them. All right. I don't see any grammatical corrections so far in chat.
Nope.
So if you want to end the question and tell me what I did wrong.
So the answer is one small step for a man. You put all man. It should be all men.
Yeah, I guess grammatically that'd be correct. I wrote all man because a man and all man. One small step for all man.
Yeah. I guess
I
if it's
don't
like
know.
mankind, then yeah.
That's kind of what I thought of when I wrote that one, but I did enjoy my notes here.
Armstrong has confirmed he misspoke on the moon.
Because we landed on the moon.
I'm
There's no dispute.
like I'm so. You messed up your line because you stepped out of your airlock onto a surface that no other human had been on yet, and you misspoke. Oops.
And then he even comes out and like says it. That's what's hilarious to me. Like apparently in an interview he was like, "Yeah, there was a script I was supposed to read and I didn't do it." I think my favorite part of that moon landing though was that they forced him to come out first. Or who was the commander? Was it Neil Armstrong? Neil Armstrong I think was the commander because yeah, he was the first one to step out. One
And then
small
it
step
was-
for man.
And it was Buzz Aldrin.
And it was
the second.
Buzz Aldrin. So apparently Buzz Aldrin's ego was so big, they forced Neil to go out first because they didn't want to have to deal with Buzz Aldrin and have to walk him around and him brag about it all the time.
And
They
he
made
still
him
did.
go second.
Oh,
Yes, I know.
There's apparently Buzz Aldrin has made a joke of himself where
Good.
he'll go around and tell intentionally bad moon jokes, and then we'll follow it up with, "I guess you had to be there."
That's pretty good. I mean, dude sounds pretty classy to me.
Yep.
During World War II testing,
The answer, sorry.
during World War II, testing had to be conducted for nuclear radiation. Stolen deceased children were used under a terribly named program. What was that program called? Shut up, Doug. I had so much fun. And yes, you read all that correct. I found this in the urban legends list I was on, and it hurt my feelings. This is fact. this happened. You can go look up Project whatever. I'm not giving the name away yet. This whole thing was really bad.
Yeah. I think, like, on the lighter side of weapons from World War II, I think my absolute favorite was when they tried to create an incendiary bat bomb. So they...
Oh, yeah, the ones where they attached it to the bats?
Yeah, and then they were going to drop the bomb and it would release, and these bats were like, if their body temperature gets down to a certain level, they, like, hibernate. And so they were going to, like, hibernate all of them, or artificially hibernate all of them, put them on a bomb, drop it, it would open, and then they would just, like, go about doing their bat thing with a incendiary bomb on a timer. So they would go, like, roost in barns and houses and all, and then the incendiary bombs would go off. One of the bombs, but they didn't properly freeze the bats. One of the bombs opened when they were just, like, testing it on the ground, and it blew up, like, half the base.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that. Like, they didn't hibernate them correctly, or they missed... Because to put them in hibernation, they had to, like, not soak them in liquid nitrogen, that would kill them, but they had to do something funny to cool them down, and they just didn't do it correctly, so the bats woke up.
Yep. And then just started and flew off, and the timers armed themselves. Yeah, it was bad. But
sadly, this project was not called Project No Kid Left Behind. I figured we needed some humor. It was called Project Sunshine. If you're feeling really sad and don't want to be happy, go look it up. Also, I love that I got to use the Blizzard. I'm pretty sure that's Blizzard with the nuke in the background.
Yep. A famous urban legend of a person who found it, watched a family, and spied on a house for years got a Netflix show made this year. What was the show called?
Nope. We hold.
Let's see if anyone gets it.
I mean, I'm sure. I have faith. Mama Fafro enjoyed that game. That was one of her favorite side hustles from last week.
Just trying to get us shitty.
That was funny. Oh man, the women's team has not excelled in the first quarter.
Nope. And they're only down by 6 though.
That's true. It's not too bad.
Right.
I don't think Kim understands. Oh yeah, that's right. She doesn't listen to stream, so she doesn't. I told her she would enjoy this.
Why are we not getting exclamation point grammared?
Well,
oh well.
Seeing as how we see it and no one else wants to bring it up, we'll grammar ourselves. We adds one to the count. I can't spell watched, apparently. This isn't an urban legend. Really? Have they confirmed that that dude exists? The family says they do.
But who watches The Watcher?
See? It's all kind of urban legends around it. And also, you just missed grammar policing me, so I don't want to hear it. What was the name of the show, Doug?
The Watcher.
What was The Watcher? They haven't confirmed that it happened. They have, like, documentation from the family, and the whole point of this was that it's that urban legend of you get watched by someone, and this actually happened. That's the point of this round. I will not be challenged.
We have heard of using human skin for terrible purposes. In 1880, Big Nose George. What? Why Big Nose? Big Nose George had part of his.
That's what they called him.
Big part of his body used by a doctor to make what item?
I think really should have just called this round the Dark and Macabre.
I've probably told this story before, but like going to Passover at Ali's last time, one of her parents' friends' boyfriend, I guess, super Italian Catholic dude named Tony, Little Tony.
Oh, Little Tony. Yeah, I know Little Tony.
And so he was kind of like naming off like these people, and I was yada yada yada, and he said something like, oh yeah, that was like 2 shoes or something like that. And I was like, yeah, you know, like all Italian. And I was just cracking a joke. I'm like, yeah, every Italian in the mob has that. Like, you know, you had like Ugly Billy and like Big Tony, and he's like, is that why they called my father Cement Shoes Tony? And I was like, oh shit. And he went stone faced. I'm like, I'm about to die. And he's like, no, I'm just joking. He was actually just a cement mixer. And I was like, oh god.
Oh, that's so funny.
And then I cracked the joke because the parent's friend is Jewish and her boyfriend's Catholic, and they started arguing about something, and I just kind of to the side said, Oh, now I see why the Crusades started, and that like.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yep. But anyway, the answer is shoes. Big Nose George.
They made shoes out of his skin. I don't know why. Like, that was the whole point of this, like, you know, that whole urban legend that, like, doctors would do stuff with bodies.
Yep.
They just turned Big Nose George. He was the first known case of a doctor turning body into skin stuff. Anyway.
And then much later, God. We had It Gein.
Yeah, I know. So I was thinking about him as well, because that's the whole one of the bases for Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Ed Gein, and that's all I could think of. Ugh. Okay, anywho, there have been all kinds of not candy supposedly and actually put into Halloween candy, but what drug was laced into candy in Wisconsin in 2017?
There's another one that was in candy, but it wasn't in Wisconsin.
It has been, but it wasn't in this particular case. There was a particular kind used in this case, and if you can tell me what kind of candy the children thought it was, I'll give you a bonus point. Because apparently all the kids pulled this out of their bag and went, "Ooh, look, blank blank."
Ooh, I think, hold on. Before I'm gonna message you, and
I think I said it last night when we were talking, but you may have missed it. So yeah, shoot me a Discord. Oh look, blank blank. What could blank blank have been?
Is it?
Oh, there we go. No, hold on. Let me pop over. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's it. They all thought that's what it was. No, Benjamin, it was not Skittles. Good try though.
What was it though? What was the drug first?
Right. So the drug was crystal meth. They literally put baggies of crystal meth into kids' Halloween bags. And see as how Ben gets the bonus points. The children thought it was Pop Rocks. They were like, "Look, Mom and Dad, clear Pop Rocks. Can I please have that tiny dime bag? What did you call this bag? Nothing. Just give it to me."
What's it?
Ben, which bunghole are you? Actually, I know which bunghole you are. You have your picture attached. Scroll, he has bunghole skins. There it is. Yes, Taz. Go ahead.
What common bathroom item led us to believe the zombie apocalypse was upon us? Oh, I remembered when this happened, and I was running a substance abuse group at the time because I was doing my internship, and they came up with every other thing they could think of. They're like, "Oh no, it was aerosolized rabies. Oh no, it was like," they refused to admit that it could be literally anything else. They're like, it was conspiracy theories left and right. Like, no, what the government actually did was, and I'm like, you guys could have picked anything, and you're going for like, because like if you could aerosolize rabies, holy shit, that's terrifying. But
oh yeah, no, that would be crazy. Oh god, I agree. So then I did give the point to Matt. He got his extra point. Oh, I did. I've always called it Epsom salt. Is it Epsom?
Yep.
Exclamation grammar. Just type it in, Ask My Balls, and it will count it for you. Really? It's Epsom salt? What? All right, my mom and her redneck accent. That's honestly my whole life. I hadn't even looked what was on the bag. I've called it Epsom salt.
I've always called it Epsom salt, but it's kind of like sherbet and sherbet. Like, I know calling it sherbet is wrong because there's no R in it, but I still say it.
Boom. We got grammar, dog. Attitude accounts.
Attitude accounts.
Also, I'm pretty sure what I'm gonna do is every time it pops up now, I'm gonna try to add an alert, like when I get my subs on my channel, and I'm gonna have it say Grammar Nazi, and I'm gonna get Soup Nazi and the little clip where he goes, "No soup for you." I'm gonna do it. It's gonna take dedication, but by net, I am our internet person.
I'm really sad that it's Grammar Nazi and not like Grammar Soviet or Grammar Russian or something, because then our alert could be USSR anthem.
We could do that, and we could call it the Communication Comrade. We're changing it. We're changing it to exclamation commie, and it is the Communication Comrade.
Well, there were 4 C's in their name, so 2 of them could have been communication commie.
Yeah, I'm telling you, nailed it. All right,
CCCP.
tell me about the zombie apocalypse.
It was bath salts. Some dude got high on bath salts, and then ate someone's face on the highway.
Oh yeah, he did that. It was in Florida. It was bad.
Of course, it could only be
Of
in
course, they're
Florida.
I mean, if the zombie apocalypse is coming, it's coming from Florida.
Or Ohio.
Let's be real. And that's a fair point. All right, it's the wager round. If you are new here, I don't think any of you are, but this is the round where you get to pick how many points you want to wager on the round. It'll give you your little prompt. You can wager up to 7 and either sprint away into the lead or fail miserably and take away all the points you've earned over the round. Anywho, in a small town in Kansas in the 80s, what public figure turned over a little too much evidence when he returned a sex tape of him and his wife to the local video store? Yeah, no, this actually happened in like 85 in like this small Kansas town.
Oh my god.
Also, tell me why I use this GIF.
What does it say?
It says no problemo. But that's the dude who played Tommy in the Pam and Tommy documentary.
That's, yeah.
And I was like, what documentary did I know that? All right, actually, let's be fair. Here's what I did. I went to Google and before I could think, I typed in accidental sex tape GIF, enter, and then I closed all the porn that pulled up, and then I went, what do I know about sex tapes? And I thought about using Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I was like, wait a minute. There's got to be a good GIF of Pam and Tommy. It's got to be out there.
Tyler, sex tape.
Yeah, he does. He does have a talking penis in that episode. I don't know if it is that episode, but in the
Uh-oh.
Why did we get grammared? Ask my balls. What did I spell wrong?
That's how it's spelled in
Figured.
there. Figured. F-I-G-U-R-E-D.
Oh, it's a public figure, not a public figured.
Oh.
To you, sir.
To you, sir.
I told you if I had to write this many rounds, I would have grammar problems. All right, I got 7 to 7 in.
There's no D. Title your sex tape.
Oh, man, nailed it. Oh, so good. So the correct answer here, as we were turning up over too much evidence, was my best hint I could give without getting too obvious. It was the sheriff.
All right.
Which, if you didn't know, is an elected official in every town in the United States. Go vote on that person. He has a lot of power. Or she.
Well, not every town, because some cities have police departments that are.
My hometown has a police department and a sheriff's office.
Right.
So most places have a sheriff's office.
Yeah, but there's a difference between a police department and a sheriff's office, though.
Correct. The sheriff's position is political, but he runs a group of police officers, whereas the police department is just like the Brooklyn Nine-Nine traditional police thing.
And the head is normally internally elected.
Correct.
Or appointed by the mayor, depending on where you are. But it's like one of those, like, every sheriff's office is a police department, but not every police department is a sheriff's office.
Yep. It does work that way in some places. Countywide would make sense.
Yep. Sheriff's countywide.
Well, yeah, state troop.
State troopers are my favorite. Like, just in general, they are the chillest dudes I ever run into. Every time I've been pulled over by a state trooper, I've never gotten a ticket. It's always like
That's hilarious because North Carolina ones and all the Virginia state troopers I've met are crazy strict. Kim's worst ticket was a Virginia state trooper that blessed her out about. She was coming to my house and told her she didn't know where she was going and made fun of her, then gave her a ticket. Every local police officer I get, I always cut up with. They still write me tickets, but at least they're personable.
I had the exact opposite. Every state trooper I've met, because I got pulled over on 81 4 or 5 times, And all of them,
That's
like,
where Kim got her 2 tickets.
like one of them was a motorcycle cop. And to be fair, all motorcycle cops are chill because they get to ride motorcycles all day.
I'm not saying that.
And then, but like all of them were like, "Do you know how fast you're going?" And I was like, I think like 81, 82, like it's 70. So what was and they were like, "Yeah, you know, blah, blah, blah." And we just kind of like back and forth, and they'd go back and they'd come back, and they're like, "Hey, if you keep it under 80, like where are you going?" And I'm like, "Oh, Stafford." And they're like, "Keep it under 80, and you're good to go. See you later." I'm like, "Cool, thanks." Every time I've been pulled over every time I've been pulled over by a county cop, it's always been a good old boy. Like, boy, do you know how fast you were going? 27 in a 25. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Like,
I have
gut out to here, like trying to like hold his pin. Oh, it was like every time it's always been like a caricature of like what you think of as like a deep South County cop.
Deep South donut eating cop.
Yeah.
So I have 4 tickets, I believe. 3 for speeding and 1 for left of center. I think. Yeah, 3 for speeding, 1 for left of center. First ticket was a state trooper that pulled me over. I was passing a grandy lady who sped up, and I got like 60 in a 45. He freaked out. And I'm like, I'm on my way to my grandpa's birthday party. My mom sent me to get the iPod she wants to buy him for his birthday. And he's like, well, why didn't you leave early? I'm like, I left work when I could leave work, and then I got the phone call. This is what happened. Ticket. I got caught speeding coming back from Tech to my hometown on the back roads in Liberty, Virginia by a local cop who was like, boy, you know that if you had been in the next zone, you'd have been running 60 in a 45 instead of 60 in a 55. And if you were going a little further, it would have been 60 in a 35. What are you doing? I said, I don't know, man. I was talking to the person in the passenger seat and driving. What do you want from me? Left of center was in, Damascus, Virginia, in the middle of the night. And this dude pulled me over. He's like, is that a hard hat in your car? And I'm like, yeah, I'm a miner. And he's like, dude, my brother works in the mining industry. I'm sorry I have to write you a ticket at 11 o'clock at night in a small town where there's nobody on the road for being on the other side of the road. Because their road literally did this. Turned back and like came back. So when I did that turn, I cut the center of the line, and he wrote me left to center. And then the Blacksburg cop wrote me a speeding ticket by Wendy's on Main Street. I was running 50 in a 45 coming back from Bowling for Autism. And I had a concealed carry at the time, so I told him that. He comes back, he says, sir, thank you for telling me about your concealed carry. I appreciate the service you were doing tonight. I'm sorry you were speeding. Here's your ticket. It doesn't matter what cop I get, I am getting a ticket. No matter how nice they are, no matter what I say, it's ticket time. Anywho, we've gone over our allotted time to show you the leaderboard. On to the next round. Go ahead, Doug.
So, the next one is 5-star general knowledge. The meat in the original Egg McMuffin is what? The original...
Any idea why we called it that?
No idea.
Okay. It is good general knowledge, though. I enjoyed this round a lot. It's old, by the way.
I assume this is super fucking old.
It is. It had a different font in some things.
Oh.
But
we fucked up.
Did we?
No speed bonus. I'll do it for the rest of them real quick. Hold on.
Okay.
I was like, why are they only getting 1 point?
I looked it over when I did it last night, and I thought I had changed everything. My bad.
You're good.
That one's on me.
Just the first one.
To the round. You don't get a speed bonus on your first question. You know what you could do? You could add a speed bonus to the wager question. Because we don't normally do that, do we? It's just the wager.
Yeah. Well, I just did it, so...
I mean, why not?
Get in there.
Kim hasn't answered. She went to take Taz out, though. If you couldn't hear me, he was having a barking nightmare. Wife! You gonna answer today, or are we gonna just, like, not point? She might be coming to kill me. If she is, the camera will go... Oh, nope, there's an answer. Okay, what was it?
Canadian bacon. Which is like... It's just...
bacon on the original.
It's just ham. Canadian bacon is just ham.
Yeah, but it's sacrilegious that the original Egg McMuffin had Canadian bacon on it. It should have been farm-raised American bacon on the McDonald's Egg McMuffin. But in fairness, I guess the McMuffin is kind of British, so maybe it was just us being worldly.
But like, so now you've got the ham and cheese McMuffin, which is what I assume the original Egg McMuffin was.
Yeah, pretty much.
Then you've got the sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin. You've got the bacon, egg, and cheese McMuffin. There is no original, like, there's an Egg McMuffin that's egg and cheese McMuffin. Like, there's no just Egg McMuffin.
That's a fair point. I'm gonna say if you're gonna go to McDonald's though, this is just me personally. I love their sausage. By far, it's my favorite thing at McDonald's.
Sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle. Sausage, egg, and cheese
McGriddle. Damn right. I will eat a sausage, egg, and McGriddle and McGriddle 10 days a week. What did Cowboys refer to as tonsil paint? I loved some of the gifts that I found last night for this.
Do you remember were you there when Mitchell cured his strep throat with alcohol?
With Jameson?
Yeah.
I wasn't there, but I could absolutely see it. Me and Mitchell hung out a lot.
It was when
actually.
him and Peter were living in that like dilapidated house out in the middle of like.
It wasn't dilapidated. It was a structure.
The one out in the middle of like BFE, like.
Yeah, I remember. I think I remember this.
The last CVS on South Main. You like take a left there and go way back.
Yep.
Yeah. It was St. Patrick's Day, and he had messaged me, and he was like, "Hey, we're doing St. Patty's Day starting at 10 a.m." I was like, "Well, I have a 9 o'clock class. It's 9 to, or sorry, it was a Thursday, so it was like 9:30 to whatever the hour and whatever it is." And I was like, "I'll be over after." So I finished up and I drove over there, and he's sitting in the front lawn in a wheelchair he had bought from the YMCA with a handle of Jameson. And I was like, "What's going on, man? Like, it's like 10:30." And he's like, "Oh, I've been drinking since 7. I woke up with strep throat." And I'm like, "I need to go then, because that's." He's like, "Oh no, it's good. It's gone now." Like,
I have taken care of it.
So he had a 750 of Jameson. He had that much left, like the dregs, and he just
that man.
Oof.
That man could put down some alcohol.
Yep.
I probably helped schedule that event.
Yep.
Because me and Mitchell were hanging out a lot at that time, and I was going to said house and setting up my computer in his room, and we would play games and hang out all day, and skip class.
Nope.
I would never skip class, Mother, if you're watching this. Benjamin, my Minnesota beer is a beer. As far as beers go, Doug probably thinks it's pretty good.
I do. It was very fruity. I enjoyed it. It wasn't overly fruit forward. It was a very, very light, fruity wheat beer. I enjoyed it. I would definitely get like a 6-pack of that.
I was about to say, as far as my experience goes, when I drank beer, wheat beers were probably my favorite, and that one, I mean, it tastes like a slightly better than normal beer for me. So, 7 out of 10 would drink again.
Are you gonna do the goes next? Because I'm gonna grab that.
I have all the other ones in the freezer, so I can grab whichever one you want to.
Okay.
Although I really kind of want to grab the mango habanero cider, just to see how it tastes.
I might do that with you then. Because Allie looked at it. She's pulling out, naming them, like what kind of beer, and then she's like, "Ooh, cider. Ooh, no," and just stuck in it. She's like, "Yeah, okay."
So Ben had that one. He drank it the other day, and he said it's not as bad as mango habanero sounds. But anyway, correct answer for tonsil paint was whiskey. Good job, team. Whiskey.
Hershey's most popular product. Name it. Oh, this is an old round. This is back when we didn't even like put effort into our questions. This had to be like the beginning of Twitch.
No, I went back and looked at this. I went back and looked at this round when I saw it, and I liked all the questions, but I did notice it was very simplistic. I liked it though.
Yeah, this had to be. This is back when we were doing it.
People probably haven't seen this round in like 5 years.
Possible. And it's probably been like 3.
3.
Because we got into all of the entire database started when we started doing Twitch, which would have been
19?
April of 20.
20? Because I didn't join. You brought me on as a partial host, I think, about a year ago. Because I've been doing this about a year now.
There's about, yeah.
I think. I'd have to go look to be exact. But it has been. I actually wanted to try to commemorate our year. thing, and I forgot about it like a dum-dum. Anyway.
The answer is Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. The best of
There
the
you go.
Hershey products.
I don't like Hershey products. If I were going to eat something on that list, it would be a Kit Kat because I like things that are wafers. I'm not a chocolate person. We learned that at World Market the other day. I just like wafers, apparently. I bought like 4 things from Germany that were wafers and ate them all. They were delicious. What animal replaced by a rabbit in 1967 as the mascot for the cereal Twix?
Twix had a cereal?
I'd like to say, all right, let's take a moment. I think that's a grammatical error. I think this is supposed to be Trix.
I think that's supposed to be Trix too. Somebody,
Ladies and gentlemen, this is supposed to be Trix because rabbits and Trix are for kids. So number 1, ignore the Twix gift. Answer it as though you were thinking of the Trix rabbit, and I'm gonna grammar ourselves, even though I didn't even write this question. To you, Douglas, add it to the counts.
attitude to counts.
All I'd like to say is we need to set a personal goal for grammar, because we're at 4 already on the night. We've only done my rounds.
I think we hit. I'm gonna say conservatively we'll hit 8 a night average. So times 4 would be
24.
24. So if we break 24.
Nope, sorry, 32. 32,
30.
I apologize. 8, 16, 24, 32. 32.
So if we hit 30, if we get over 32, we dumb. If we get under 32, we smart.
I think what I'm gonna do is go sit down here in a minute with Kim and make up like the, you know, the peg game from Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
More grammar wins that point. Hey, you take them where you can get them. Make the. You remember the scale of if you left so many T's in the
Yeah.
T game. Ignoramus, kind of dumb, pretty
Yeah.
smart. I'm gonna make us a little list. It's like if we score like, which is probably already out the window, but like 10 to 15, brilliance. 15 to 20. I can words. 20 to 25. Grammar's not my first language, and then like 25 to 32 is gonna be like
Daka.
I'm a dunce, and then 32 up is gonna be like hola, no me amo, and then like he's 3 different languages that aren't English to say dum-dums. But yeah, Daka also really good. Anyway, the Trix rabbit, as we all know, was replaced by the Trix flamingo.
But
Who knew?
The rabbit replaced the flamingo.
Yeah, there you go.
Because, you know, Trix are for kids and flamingos are notoriously known for chocolate. Alright, the bulk
And next question.
the bulk of the wine industry's corks come from what country? Oh my gosh.
Tricks are for kids.
I forget. Oh, it was Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson was guest hosting SNL, and they did
Oh, really?
an entire. This was like a while ago, long time ago.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And one of the skits she did was they were visiting a vineyard where they bottled their own wine, and they got to the part where they were like making the cork, and so they were talking about like cork soaking and how grandma was the
Suckers.
was the greatest cork sucker of all time. The reason she's so great is she has no teeth, and like it just kept going and getting worse and worse and worse, and Janet Jackson is sitting there like she's intentionally trying to be like the dumb like hot girl, and she's like,
Yeah.
can I be a good cork soaker? And they're like, oh, let's take you in the back and we'll show you how to we'll show you how to cork soak
Nope.
or cork suck.
Oh my god.
Well, the answer is
That's
Portugal.
Good. I'm glad we got there. Moving on.
Ben got it.
I don't want that. Oh, Ben got it.
Ben knew the skin was talking about and everything.
Ben straight up got it.
Can you get it? Are you good?
Ranidophobia is the fear of what? Ranitophobia. Ranidophobia
I originally read that.
Wildophobia.
I originally read that as Randyophobia, and I was like, what did Randy do?
Randy is the random in our game every time. You know who Randy is, and I have a fear of running into him every game.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, when we play competitive games, most of the time we have one less than the number required to place a game. Therefore, you take a random member, i.e. PUBG. We need 4 players. If we don't fill, me, Ryan, Doug are playing. If Marvin isn't around, or me, Doug, Marvin, we have to have a 4th, who is Randy. Or me and Doug play Apex. You need 3 people. If you don't play duos, you take an extra. Their name becomes Randy. And your Randy usually is an idiot who shouldn't be on video games. Instead should probably be back at the glue factory making more horses die, but instead is playing video games. Dear God, why did that come to my mind?
Straight to the glue factory.
Indianapolis, here we come.
Oof.
Every time I think of glue factory, I think of one of the sports writers I watch, and they talk about the Colts all the time.
God,
But anyway,
don't let my
that's Randy.
don't let my brother-in-law hear you talk about the Colts when you're around him.
In fairness, Douglas, the only other horse team would be your team, but everybody always says the Colts.
We deserve to be put down at this point. We broke our leg like 9 laps ago in the race.
like there's only a 1 lap race. You guys quit before you got to the box. Dude, I can't say anything.
Got to the
Cowboys.
Got to the box, broke its leg before it even entered it, and like they're like, "Oh yeah, I can run a race. It's fine." Like,
but yeah, you know what, Doug? At least my Cowboys made it around further than the Vikings. Anyway, phobia.
Can I just log off now before?
Run!
I'm not associated with him.
No. And this is when Ben says, "Oh, by the way, all of your package was laced with cyanide."
Ha! Joke's on you. I didn't want to live anyway. In what state was the first drive-in movie theater? This is man. God, we were so lazy back then. Jesus.
So yeah, we come up with elaborate questions now. So I was looking over at our mod actions feed on stream. I glanced down and I saw Joe Titus, and the majority of our mod section is me deleting or you deleting or somebody banning a bot that appears in chat. So I glanced over and was like, why is Joe Titus in the stream? And it was 5 months ago when I put him in timeout. I can't remember what he was talking about, but I like timed him out from talking. It's like Joe Titus's timeout was removed. And I was like, yeah, I did that.
Well, the answer is New Jersey.
New Jersey. All right, last one. Get that wager in. I don't know why it does that sometimes. National Magic Day is the anniversary of what magician's death? This GIF. Honestly, if you need a GIF done, Shia LaBeouf. The things that he does. All right, number 1. Don't at me. I like his Transformer movies. Number 2, he's made some decent movies in general. What was it, Eagle Eye? Or what was the one where was it Eagle Eye? That was a pretty good movie. Like he does some decent movies.
What
but
was the horror one, like Gothica or?
Oh no, Disturbia. Disturbia was really good. I enjoy Shia LaBeouf. I just love calling him that as an actor. But if you need if you need a GIF, but if you need like a 2-second segment of somebody doing something crazy, get this man. Just do it. Will be ingrained in my mind forever. Magic. Shia LaBeouf knows to do like. I think he could have been a great SNL actor.
Oh yeah.
If he hadn't got famous on Disney Channel.
And then went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Well, yeah, but a lot of SNL actors go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Let's be honest.
He is the one actor like later in his career, I fully expected like when Me Too came around, I'm like, it's gonna be Shia LaBeouf, isn't it? It's gonna he gives off like that creepy vibe, and I'm like, I don't want it to be, I really don't, but I feel like, and I mean, hey, he's dodged a bullet so far.
He has, and let me hit you with another one real quick. If you haven't watched it, he was in Holes, by the way. I always forget about Holes.
Great movie.
Great book as
Oh,
well. What was the like sort of indie movie with the kid who had Down syndrome that wanted to be the wrestler? You know what I'm talking about? Where they live in like Louisiana and the kid like runs away from home and Shia LaBeouf is like the dude he runs into. Hold on one second. I will hit you with a movie. You need to watch it. It's called The Peanut Butter Falcon. The Peanut Butter Falcon, 2019 comedy drama. Yada yada yada. Give me a synopsis so I can tell Doug. After running away from a residential nursing home to pursue his dream of becoming a pro wrestler, a man who has Down syndrome befriends an outlaw who becomes his coach and ally. Shia LaBeouf is the coach, and they get an actual actor with Down syndrome to play the part. And I watched it with my parents, and they loved it. And my mom refuses to watch anything that has mental illness in it because my sister is mentally handicapped, if people didn't know. She hates Forrest Gump. My mom liked it. It's a really good movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
When you said Down syndrome, I thought autism for a second, and I thought of that Disney Channel original movie with him playing a kid with autism, and it's about like the sister feels jaded and because but then I mixed that as well with the other Disney Channel original movie that was about a blind kid who wanted to learn how to wrestle and had to find like the rules about.
Oh, I remember that one. That one was really good.
That was one of the Brotherly Love. Those brothers were the Lawrence. It was the youngest Lawrence brother was in that movie.
True Confessions was the name of the Disney Channel movie where Shia LaBeouf played the developmentally delayed due to oxygen deprivation. And then I know the wrestling movie you're talking about. I loved that one.
It was the youngest Lawrence brother. He was blind, and they had to like look up all the rules to. Which, speaking of looking up rules and stuff, there was also a Shia LaBeouf. Or no, it wasn't Shia LaBeouf. It was
Going to the Mat. Going to the Mat was the name of the one where he was blind.
But then there was the Frankie.
And it had Andrew Lawrence.
And then there was the Frankie Muniz movie where he was paralyzed.
And
soapbox racing. Okay, we're gonna go down this hole for way too far. And moving on, it's Houdini. All right.
You got sued for sexual assault. Aw, man.
Well, leaderboard. In first place, Bunghole's Al Groton with 35.476. Baked Bunghole, 31.817. Mashed Bungholes, 29.791. Fourth place, 24.96. Bunghole Skins, 21.133. Ask My Balls, 20.446. And Scruffy and Tiny with 3.341. Alright. Moving on.
We went down a Disney Channel rabbit hole. Moving on to the rounds written by our almighty moderator. We're heading off to medieval England. What is the rough time period for the Middle Ages, as defined by probably some historical website that Ryan found this on?
So, I read rough time as like the medieval period was like, oh, that was a rough time, dude.
So, to build off of that, I took Kim to YouTube today because on my radio show I listened to in the morning, they started talking about hard times, Daddy. So I took Kim and we listened to the whole 3-minute monologue of Dusty Rhodes. Rick Singer put Dusty Rhodes on hard times. Hard times, Daddy, is when the auto workers ain't got no jobs, got to go home. That is by far my favorite speech/monologue of a wrestler. And I've listened to it lots.
No.
What do you got? Really? Better than hard times?
Steiner talking about his fight with Samoa Joe.
Yes.
Any given night, you have a 50% chance one guy beating another guy. Well,
I'm beating another guy.
He goes.
I forgot about Steiner's breakdown with the odds.
That means I'm a superior specimen, so that means I have a 77.7% chance of winning any given night, which means Samoa Joe already has a 33.333% chance of winning. And like, oh, that was gold.
Quotes I will give you though. 2 quotes I will give you from Hard Times that most people forget. Number 1, I may not look like the average wrestler. I may have a gut and a big butt, but I tell you what, I'm a bad man. And then number 2 was, there been 2 bad men in the world. One was John Wayne, and he's dead, and the other 2 is me, baby. Coming for you, Nature Boy Ric Flair.
The best moment I've ever received a text was Marvin was watching wrestling when Kevin Owens came out.
Oh god, Kevin Owens does do some great stuff.
Elise immediately said, "It's Uncle Doug." And I was like, "Damn it!"
Kevin Owens is quite a bit more rotund than you are and shorter. Like, I get the beard, I guess, and he's white, but other than that,
I'm not Canadian.
Or short and round. You are not short and round.
The thing
you are large.
The thing that
you are a tall man.
The thing that freaks me out about Kevin Owens is if he wasn't in the WWE, like when he started out, he was a high flyer. Like he was doing 540s off the top. Like he was doing swanton bombs. Like watch any of his old stuff. He was a high flyer as a big guy.
Like Ricochet.
Yeah.
Style?
Like yeah. Like he was doing full lion salts off the top rope. It was
holy cow.
Yeah, like back in his Impact days. And then we watched the Royal Rumble, and it was Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns. And
good. I need to watch that.
He did a was it a moonsault off the top rope? No, it was a 540 splash off the top rope. And I was like, what? Wow. And I was like, oh right, he's a high flyer. I forgot about all of that. Anyway,
I have just this executive decision. Next week, we're writing a round of wrestler monologues, and you have to tell us what wrestler did it.
Yep.
The Middle Ages were from 400 to 1485, beginning with the fall of the Roman Empire. It's usually divided into the early, high, and late Middle Ages. Also, Kim came to ask me if I was okay during the Dusty Rhodes monologue.
What was the name of the document King John was forced to sign in 1215, which changed the English monarchy forever?
Ooh. Oh yeah, I should have known this. What is that gift?
Can we do a wrestling theme night next month? Like,
we absolutely should do a full So no, since
we could get Marvin on here to do it because he.
Yes. I'm messaging him. I'm putting it in our group chat real quick.
Yep.
How was it Royal Rumble that just happened?
Yep.
How was the Rumble? Because me and Kim didn't watch any of it, but I'm always curious.
It was really, really good.
Good.
Was it American Nightmare is Dusty Rhodes' kid, Cody.
Oh, you're talking about Cody.
Cody Rhodes won the men's. Rhea Ripley won the women's.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta watch it then. Kim loves Rhea Ripley.
The beef that so Edge came back.
I like Edge
for the Rumble. He looks a lot like Christian now, though. It's weird.
Yeah, he really does. That's a fair point.
But I mean, like, hey, they were so close they just kind of morphed into one person.
Yeah.
He entered, and then he got like speared. Like on his way out, he got speared by somebody. Rhea Ripley came out. Beth Phoenix beat the shit out of somebody. Like it was nuts. And next is Elimination Chamber, and it's gonna be even better. But like
I tend to watch the Rumble.
The women's.
I watch WrestleMania. You can't miss that.
The women's was really good though. Like that was.
Was it? Okay,
that was easily the top women's Rumble that's happened in the last 5 years or whatever longer they've had.
The Rumble's just so entertaining in general.
Right. Ryan was watching it too. Ryan said while we were watching it, Ryan like messaged us because I was over at Marvin's house watching it. And he's like, "Holy shit, this, that, and the other." And like, "Do you watch wrestling? Do we need to like?" And he's like, "No, I just watched the Rumble and Mania." And I was like, "Yeah, fair enough." Anyway, that'd be the Magna Carta.
The Magna Carta. I'm right. I don't know why it's locking me up when I try to release the scores. All right. What purpose did medieval gargoyles solve? We gotta hurry. We've been down Disney Channel rabbit hole. We've been down wrestling rabbit hole tonight. Speeding ticket rabbit hole.
I mean, just for that GIF alone, I could go into SWAT cats and gargoyles.
The Gargoyles was such a good 90s cartoon, man. I remember that stuff.
The Mighty Ducks cartoon.
Oh, yeah. No. Are done. 7 of 7's in. The correct answer, they helped drain water. When I first came on, it was my only job, and it was to keep Doug on point while he rambled, and we're doing it tonight.
In addition to being hair cutters, medieval barbers were also, what?
Put money. Ooh. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of betting. Something I don't do. I know why I don't bet. The only thing I put money on throughout the year is a NCAA bracket every year. The blasting company that I work with makes a bracket with like 20 or 30 of us, and I won it like 2 years ago.
Oh,
when Baylor won it all,
yeah.
I won it and wasn't even keeping track of the games. Like I just turned in my bracket and was hanging out, and I get a text message like the morning after the national championship, which I did not watch. And he was like, "So how you want your money?" And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "You won the bracket." And I'm like, "Of course I did. I've totally been keeping track of that since Tech lost out in the first round." Anyway,
so,
what we got?
That would be, they were surgeons as well. If you went to your barber, they could do dental work. They were surgeons, and they also cut your hair.
Oh.
So if you needed a root canal and a trim, you knew where to go.
Oh God, root canals hurt. Trust me. Had 3 done. What sport did King Edward II ban in 1314? I've been on a tooth rant here lately. I can't remember how I got off on it today, but like yesterday, one of my friend's dogs at work has cancer, and I was discussing the fact that like I as a very religious person, I will not question the Lord, but at the same time, I don't understand dogs' lifespans, which I was pointing out, and he's like, yeah, and then he said a few things, and I said, I'll tell you the thing that I am always like conflicted with the human body, which the whole human body has all kinds of issues anyway, but it's teeth. Why do we create the thing that we eat with that deteriorates so easily when we eat most of the foods we eat? A horse literally has 2 universal teeth, and they can eat whatever they want, and their teeth are fine. They're tooths.
There's a string of tweets of like how God created different animals.
Yeah.
It's like the one for spiders is make it have 8 legs. Seems excessive, but okay. 8 eyes. You need to calm down. Give it a butt rope.
Give it a butt rope. Is it I'm telling you, the dude who made those TikToks about it, where he's like Michael describing God's list.
Yep.
Are you sure that's a good idea, God? But teeth, I don't know why. Teeth is like my to you, good sir. Like my thing.
But dogs is, oh, these turned out great. I'm gonna want all of these back at some point.
That's it. The correct answer here is football, but not American football. It's soccer.
What was not a common medieval ordeal or trial?
Ryan wrote us giant, beautiful notes.
Yep.
About these questions, and we're skipping them for time. Because if we take the time to like break that down, we're gonna go down a whole nother rabbit hole. But yeah, I don't know. Those are funny. I've definitely seen the tweets, but I remember the dude who pretty much made the TikToks of the same things, and me and Kim used to watch them quite a lot. Okay, what was not a
how pandas were created? Cow bears. What? Did I fucking stutter? Take a cow
Cow bears.
And make it a bear.
Yep. Oh God, it wasn't easy being a mini.
God making a turkey. Make it like a shitty brown peacock. Animal technician. Anything else? Hang a nutsack on its face.
You God. Ask my balls. Have you left us? Or are you just pondering this question over? Because we're almost to halftime, and I gotta go get that mango habanero out of the fridge soon. Oh God, I gotta go get the other thing out of the freezer.
All right. Well, the answer is ordeal by animal.
They had every other ordeal that they had to go by, but not as far as Ryan knows. Ordeal by animal.
It was burnt. It either threw you in fire, threw you in water, or made you fight to prove your guilt or innocence. Because you know how well you get burned by fire proves how innocent you are.
Right. I am all about trial by combat. Did you steal this thing? No, I'll fight the shop owner for it. Let's go. Send him out. According to most estimates, the Black Death killed what portion of the European population? I actually, let's not segue, build off of this, tie into this. So I'm listening to the radio this morning. They were talking about the percentage of the population that podcast that tuberculosis killed. during like our lifetime. Tuberculosis, when it was big during like the what 40s and 50s. Am I off on my timeline? When tuberculosis was big and we had a lot of sanatoriums, it literally killed like a third, not of the European population, but like a third of Earth's population was killed by tuberculosis.
Jeez.
It was like 8 or 9 billion people, or not billion, but it was some insane amount of people died of tuberculosis. It was crazy.
I love playing Plague Inc. Just they've come out
Kim
with
loves that game.
They've come out with so many new modes and stuff. My favorite is there's a conspiracy theory one where you have to convince everyone that a conspiracy theory exists and it kills them.
Yeah.
And just the powers that they give you, like government crackdown, which gives it more like credibility or whatever. But
it's nuts. You think about it, 30 to 60% of the European population died of the Black Death.
What group invaded Europe starting in 835? This is the wager question.
It is the wager. Complete all we have.
I'm playing a game about this right now. Well, not right now. I've been playing one lately.
You said something there that I wanted to say something. What did I want to say? Might have been before Plague Inc. I can't remember. Maybe it'll come back to me at some point. Dang it. It have to do with the question that we asked. Maybe? Nah. Oh well. Maybe I'll remember.
Alright, you want to take over for a second? I'll go grab the beer and then...
Oh wait, Kenny says they can't wager.
This might not be the wager question. No, the next one is the wager question.
No, 24 is halftime.
25... Oh no, yeah, this should have been the wager. Oh well. Sorry guys.
Well, if you got it right, you can message me your wager, but so far no one has. So you're not going to lose points.
There's also, I mean, there's a speed bonus, so. Alright.
No one's got it right. Alright, I got you. Go do what you need to do. Yeah. Sorry, Kenny. Ryan forgot to change his number in the database, and Doug doesn't really review. Doug copy and paste what we put. That's why all my grammatical errors get put in. And in fairness, I did also forget our speed bonus in that one round that was really old, so it happens. Ask my balls. We would have lost a lot. I'll give you a few more seconds. Other than that, I don't think you're getting a speed bonus out of it. The Goths, I love it. The correct answer here, ladies and gentlemen, the Vikings. The Vikings invaded. The Vikings were nothing if not excellent invaders, and in 835, they started making their way into Europe. That's halftime. I'm not showing you a scoreboard. You can get one here in a minute when Doug gets back, because I don't like to do the scoreboard, and we are pushed for time, because we like to talk too much. We're moving on to Ireland. And basically, this is all about Ireland, because Ryan was having fun in Europe apparently this week. You should know some of these questions. During St. Patrick's Day, like forever, 6-8 months ago, we probably asked some of these. But anyway, in which century did St. Patrick, the foremost patron of Saint of Ireland, live? So we're looking for the century that St. Patrick lived in. I also love that he chose Useless Lemon. These don't make me think Sion. I really, one of Kim's favorite shows is 30 Rock, and we have not gone back to rewatch some of it. And it needs to happen. As your hint, St. Patrick was really old. And I'll take into account the ones of you who are typing it in the hundreds. 1400, for example, would be the 15th century, I believe, right, Doug? 1800 would be the 19th century.
Yep, that's one previous.
Ooh, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Do we have a right answer there? I think we do.
Yep.
That's a okay. I hate to be pedantic with all 7 answers in, but the 5th century, which is the correct answer, the time period from 401 to 500. That's what the internet says.
I'm gonna be non-pedantic.
It's technically 400 AD baked bunghole would be part of the 4th century as the last one, but Doug has deemed it to be a thing, and I will accept it.
So I didn't get the mango habanero cider, so I grabbed the sour gummy goza.
I have that, and it actually looks really good. So if I finish out, I'll go grab that instead.
Okay.
All right, your question. Second one in Ireland.
In 1916, what rebellion took place to denounce the rule of England? The revolution has begun. Corey.
All in my head, all I can think of is llamas with hats.
Carl.
What have you done? Yeah, it does look delicious. Carl, what have you done?
I stabbed him. That kills
It's the,
people. 737 times.
Now, what is the Viva la Revolution? Carl, we were having a wonderful time, and a wonderful time we are having. You.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
You killed the resist. Now, what is it? You. You pushed the resistance leader into a giant fan. He was a traitor and a scoundrel. He was trying to stop you from pushing other people into a giant fan. There's something that goes before that because he goes, Viva la Revolution. We're having a wonderful vacation. What a wonderful time it is. You overthrew a South American government. Viva la Revolution. Oh, man. I am 6 of 7, waiting on the bunghole skins in all their glory. But time is up, so I'm starting to believe that time has run out, Doug. What rebellion did we have?
That'd be the Easter Rebellion.
There you go. On to the next one, which, of course, the app doesn't like me clicking the button. During the Irish potato famine between 1845 and 1852, where did most families immigrate to? Actually, the potato famine lasted from 1820.
Do you know why the potato famine actually happened?
Because the Irish just got bad at planting potatoes that year? I don't know.
No, the potato crop across Ireland had become so genetically similar.
Oh, because they planted so many potatoes?
That it became so genetically similar across the land that one fungus that maybe another like strain of potato would have been resistant to didn't exist, so this like just destroyed crops across the whole of Ireland.
Oh, that's nuts. I have a fun thing that I want to tell you about after this question. 7 of 7 are in. They immigrated to the U.S.
Frozen up. Damn it. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Which Irish city was founded by the Vikings?
So, me and Kim were watching TikTok the other day, and if you've been on TikTok, there's a fairly popular Irish comedian. And like the first TikTok you usually see of him is him talking about his mother being the first lesbian in Ireland, and when she married her dad, they didn't have his birth certificate, so they used his dad's dead sister's birth certificate. So technically, she was married to his deceased sister. But anyway, the point of the story is that he's talking about America and the slave trade, and he's like, I come to America and I don't have any white guilt. People are like, you're just another white guy. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm Irish. We didn't bring people in on boats to plant and grow our potatoes. We just planted and growed our potatoes. So I have no problem. But it's this whole skit on like white guilt and how he doesn't have any because he grew his own potatoes in Ireland.
Well, the answer is Dublin. And there's actually, I'm playing the DLC right now in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. There's an Ireland DLC, and it's like you're related somehow to the founder of Dublin, and you help create it into the powerhouse that it is.
Oh, that's super cool. In Ireland, if you want the gift of the eloquence, the ability to speak well and persuasively. What must you do?
Where is it?
I haven't played. I assume Ben sent us a picture.
Hey, Ben.
Yeah, lovely.
Oh, that tastes like acid reflux.
Nailed it.
Oh no, it tastes.
I love the rock and roll in the background.
It tastes delicious, but gozes and sours the moment they touch my stomach. It's just. So I'm going to suffer through for you, Ben.
I think I really like sours, so I'm pretty excited about this one, but I'm also slow compared to the rest of you. The correct answer here is Kiss a Stone, i.e. most of you probably would have known. We could have thrown a bonus point out there, but that's the Blarney Stone. Big chunk of limestone.
I feel like that's just how you get herpes at this point.
Maybe.
So there's a tree in Bahrain called the Tree of Life. It's like this tree in the middle of like the worst part of the desert on the island. It's dead. It's 100% dead. It just grew so big and the roots got so deep that when it died, it just kind of petrified and it just stays there. And like if you kiss it, you will never come back to this place and you will have good luck forever. And it's covered in graffiti and shit. And like when we went there, we were just like kiss the hand and then touch the tree. Like good enough, we're out of here. Peace. And it's around all the oil refineries. So as you're like traveling south, like the island's only like 13 miles tip to tail. So you go down and it goes from clear skies to like orange skies because the oil refineries are in the south of the island. So it's just smog everywhere. And I'm like, oh, this is how everything died. But actually the reason everything died is there's a bridge from Saudi Arabia to Bahrain that when they were building it, they drilled too deep and hit the water table so that it filled with salt water and killed all the plant life on Bahrain. So.
Oh God,
so
that's bad.
It's the third longest bridge in the world.
Nope,
but
they got something.
And Bahrain used to be like a paradise island with like lush vegetation, palm trees, grass everywhere. They hit that water table, salt water got into the water table, and they killed the entire island.
Heaney. That sounds like humanity.
And no one called us on our grammar.
Wait, did he grammar something wrong in that one?
No one did.
Persuasively?
Gift of the eloquence.
I mean, it sounds weird, but is it wrong?
I was just thinking the gift of eloquence.
Yeah.
In 1949, what historical event occurred in Ireland?
It was the potato famine. No, it's not on there.
It's the entire history.
We already know that's wrong.
The entire history
That's
of Ireland.
That's the whole history of Ireland. It's potato famine or... Did you just see the foul in the Tech women's basketball game? The girl from Cuse just like knocked Liz Kitley over.
Sign that girl to our defensive line.
No, in fairness, we did just sign a 5-star JUCO guy to our defensive line, or 4-star. He looks good. I'm excited about this football season. It may not be any better, but I'm excited.
He started at a D1 school for a year.
I think so, yeah.
And we went to a JUCO, and now he's a 4-star edge rusher, which we really need.
Yes, we do, especially since Garbett left.
Yep. Answer is they declared themselves as a republic.
There you go. All right. Which of the following is not an Irish invention? Brilliant.
I miss those commercials.
I do too. Those commercials were so good. I think I've brought it up on stream before, but we're going to relive it because every time we get here, Doug and I get amnesia and we talk about the same things. In high school, I ran for student government. And my campaign as a kid who had never had alcohol in a household that didn't drink alcohol was to take every famous alcohol slogan I knew of because I thought they were funny and attach myself to them. So I had a picture of my face and my friend on this that said, vote Lucas, brilliant. I had Lucas and Cola, because it was the Bacardi and Cola commercials, goes down smooth. What was it? Lucas Light, all the Lucas half the calories. Like my whole school, I put posters up of me with beer and alcohol advertisements to run for student government. My favorite was I did the Red Stripe commercial. Red Stripe. What is it? It wasn't Jamaican for beer. What was the Red Stripe commercial? What did he say? Oh man.
No,
Dang it.
because Foster's is Australian.
Foster's
for beer.
Australia. Yeah, because
But if you go to Australia and ask for Foster's, you will get punched.
my fantasy football team is Foster's Hokies for Fear, and I have a picture of Bud in my family league. Anyway, the Irish did not invent potato chips. I believe those are a American invention.
Nope.
Or a French invention. That would have been my actual guess. Really? Is it British?
Yep.
Really?
They're called
Well, things you learn.
crisps.
Well, things you learn.
And then we turned them into potato chips. They're called potato chips by Americans.
Like free fries, baby.
Which term, or this is your wager question, which term is often used to refer to the conflict in Northern Ireland lasting from the 1960s to 1998?
I found an old Red Stripe commercial.
I just remember them being way over the top.
Red Stripe, the beer in the ugly short bottle with the red stripe. If you stand next to a red stripe, it makes you beautiful. Hello, ugly person. Here's a red stripe. Now you're beautiful.
Oh my god.
Would you say that you're ugly? Hold on. Hold on. I'm posting this in Discord. Oh, that's it. It's Red Stripe. It's beer. Hooray, beer.
It's
what the
oh,
old
that's
Red
right.
Stripe
It's
thing.
beer. Hooray, beer.
So my my thing was it's Lucas. Hooray, Lucas. That's what it was. I posted the Red Stripe commercial in Discord if you want to go check it out. If you're wondering what we're rambling about and you happen to be one of the 3 people in chat who aren't in our Discord, I was going to do that more fluidly, but I closed the chat. Just click that cool little link and you can join the Discord. It's where we do shenanigans, and it's also where we'll be playing.
Soccer. Oh, hold on.
Yeah, no, I'm doing it. You got it? Are you doing it? I was doing it. Go ahead. To you, sir. Let me drink that after I fixed this. That link right there will take you to our Discord. It's where we play games and hang out, and it's also where we post funny things, and you can see our faces and our other team's faces most of the time, actually. Can't see me.
But you can.
I don't know what's in this, but it's good.
It's delicious.
But yeah, so DeCounts is at 5. I honestly think if DeCounts gets to 10 every night, we probably need to come up with something.
Well,
What do you got as the answer for this?
It was called The Troubles.
Would you like to take a shot Would you like to take a shot at why my wife knew the answer to it?
No.
Because we watched Dairy Girls.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Dairy Girls is an amazing show set in the Troubles. If you haven't watched it, go to
Yep.
Netflix. That show is excellent. It's
Season
funny,
3 came out like
Yep,
a
we're
month
on
ago
the-
or something like that.
and it's the final season. They're done after 3. We're on the finale. We haven't watched it yet, but it's 3 seasons of a show that are funny, short, and it is impactful. That show is one of the best shows I've watched in a while for having a great story that hits really hard while being a good comedy. But anyway,
Honestly,
I digress.
they could have ended it after 2. The way season 2 ended,
they could have.
they could have, like, it was a nice little like circular like ending.
All right, I am gonna do my cheers to our grammar. I'm out. I'm gonna go get my thing from the fridge. I'm also gonna get my thing to prepare while you do the scoreboard and fill in the 50-50 round. Sound good?
Yep. All right, so I'm gonna start with the leaderboard. In first place, we have Baked Bunghole with 60.647, Mashed Bungholes with 53.88. Third place, down by 0.25, a quarter of a point, 53.625 E. Fourth place, Bunghole Skins 48.922. Fifth place, Bungholes Au Gratin 48.465. Ask My Balls 44.795, and Scrappy and Tiny with 23.434. Very close game. So, our next round is the 50-50 round. And if you have not been around before, this is how it works. We are going to set a timer. I believe we are at 2 minutes and 40 seconds is our timer record thing. I'm going to set a timer for that amount of time, and then we're going to ask 50-50 questions. When we get 7 people, we're done, we move on. If you guys get through all 8 questions in 2 minutes and 40 seconds, we get a punishment. Normally it's chugging something. I don't have any mics left. I don't have any Smirnoff or anything, so I'm probably just gonna chug a course. It's fine, whatever. But with that being said, answer as quick as you possibly can. Like, go, go, go. Obviously, you want to answer correctly. It'll get you more points, yada, yada, yada. But for this 50-50 round, well, for every 50-50 round, we're going to read the whole question twice. At the end of the second... Well, that's why you get a... That's why
You see the line was done with my headset? I mean, I'm bald. I get that, but...
I mean, that's why you're going to wear a yarmulke. That's fine.
Ooh, good point.
Yeah.
Is that? Nope, not going there. I almost did a thing. I'm not doing the thing. Also, I went for mango because it's smaller and
That's
it's
fair.
later.
So... What was it? We're going to read the
We had
whole
most 50-50
question...
rounds described.
We're going to read the whole question twice. When the last word of it is said the second time, we're going to hit go. As soon as we get it, all 7 of 7, we're just going to move on to the next question. Just it's one after the other, and then we'll come back and give you the notes and all that stuff. But if there is a team who does not answer a question, we will not count them moving forward. I definitely set the timer wrong on all of these.
That's it's supposed to be 45 seconds, right?
Yeah, I'm going through right now. I got it.
So Doug is adjusting them down. 240, like he said, has been our general rule of thumb the past few weeks. It seems to be working out pretty good. You all are dead on it, even with as many teams as we have for Pixar Night. 240 seem to balance out really well. So that is the plan.
Alright, I got them in.
You good?
So I
You're
got
rocking out.
my timer up. You go for it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the round is serial mascot or not. The good old 50-50 round. For
Actually,
this round, we are
sorry.
going to give you... Oh,
That should be product mascot or not cereal. My bad.
ladies and gentlemen, we'll go ahead and just do this real quick so I can open up my new can. Doug's grammar was incorrect. He was looking for product mascot. The counts is now up to 6. The mango is open. Benjamin, to you. Oh, God. That's actually not bad. Anywho, you're looking for product, mascot, or not. The good old 50-50 round. For this round, we're going to give you a product and a mascot. Whether current or past. You tell us if the two are paired correctly or not. Be careful, as the spelling of mascots, spelling from products might be off as well. So if a mascot is spelled incorrectly, now is not the time to grammar it, because it is intentional.
Yeah, I will tell you now. There are some that are intentionally spelled wrong. Well, I guess I shouldn't say they were spelled wrong. They are different products but they're close enough that it looks like they're spelled wrong.
Before I kick off this round and read the question twice, I'm going to grammar us and see if I am right or not. Isn't weather spelled with an A? W-H-E-A-T-H-E-R? No?
W-E-A-T-H-E-R is weather as in like rain.
I thought so. That's what I was curious about. Anywho, the first one we are looking for here is Geico and a caveman. Again, first up is Geico and the caveman.
So did
See,
Geico
grammar
have
petitions,
a caveman mascot?
Is this the correctly paired grouping? Did they have a caveman as their mascot or not?
Remember, we're talking past or present. So
Have they
previously,
ever
like
had a
like
caveman?
Trix had a flamingo. So if we brought up the flamingo,
It'd been
That-
hilarious if you used that, by the way. After I asked that question.
I almost. All right, we're done.
Almost. Are we? Oh crap! Correct pair. Go ahead.
Next up, we have Serial Captain Crunch and the war hero of the Navy, Commander Horatio Magellan Crunch.
Horatio Magellan Crunch, which is hilarious because every time I hear that, Horatio Gates is what I think of from the U.S. Civil War. U.S. Revolutionary War. Good
Right.
lord.
Correct answer is that is the correct pair. That
It
is his real
is.
name.
For the game Monopoly, we have the greedy capitalist, Mr. Monopoly. So Monopoly and Mr. Monopoly. Got 3 of 7. I got 5 of 7. Missing my wife and the baked bunghole. I'm missing the baked bunghole.
We're
That's
good.
it. That is not the correct pairing.
For Cocoa Pops, we have Sunny the Cuckoo Bird.
I love how Ben's already trying to like write the correct answer in chat. Don't worry, Ben. We always recap after the 50-50 round. You know this.
A minute and 10 left.
I think they're gonna be all right. I got 6 of 7. I'm missing Ask My Balls.
There we
Oh
go.
no. Oh, that's it. Done.
That's not the correct pairing.
Oof. Everyone's favorite chip in a tube is Pringles, with Julio Pringles.
Julio.
Is that Julio Pringles?
Julio. 50
Julio?
seconds left.
6 of 7. I'm missing baked bunghole.
There we go.
I got 7 of 7. That is correct.
That delicious chocolate milk Nesquik and its fluffy mascot, Mr. Bunny.
Just flexing. I feel you, Ben. I always thought that the Pringles man was Italian. Things you learn. Which then again, I guess there could be an Italian named Julio.
Missing Big Bunghole.
Yep, the baked bunghole.
21 seconds left. 20.
Oh, I don't know. They're not gonna make it. The
We got-
baked
we got-
bunghole's in, done.
On the next one.
Oh, it won't move it. Go ahead, go do it for me. It won't let
Cheetos
me
and their
go.
mascot, Chester Cheeto.
It wouldn't let me advance. Oh, they're gonna miss it by like 5 seconds.
You guys got
I had 7 of 7. That's it.
10
They're
seconds
done.
left. 10
Last
seconds left.
round is last but certainly not least. We have candy producers Mars, more specifically M&M's and their mascot, the
5,
M&M's Spoke
4,
Candies.
3, 2, 1. No.
5 of 7.
6, 7,
6,
7.
7, done. 5
Oh.
seconds. I bet you that was within 5 seconds of the end. That's tough. Tough for the group. Oh well, loss is a loss.
Going back, I will give. So I'm gonna go back, and I will
Alright,
give.
Doug's
I will give a chance for you guys to gain back some seconds. We'll say
Alright,
conservatively.
you doing what? I think you're doing what I'm thinking. So I'm gonna say conservatively they were 5 seconds over.
For every correct answer, you will take a second
I would
off.
say for every answer that is over 50% correct, half of the group got it correct, we take a second.
I'm fair. That sounds right. So
I think that makes sense. So let's start back at cereal mascot or not. The first question. I'm showing 71% correct.
it's one off.
One off. Geico had mini mascots. There was a talking stack of money. There was the Geico Gecko, who is still around, whose name is Martin. It was originally voiced by Kelsey Grammer. Are you serious?
Yep.
That's amazing.
So-
And the It's So Easy a Caveman Could Do It Caveman. So that was correct.
So there was one, like I looked up Caveman, and literally the first GIF I saw was the commercial of him on the mobile walkway in an airport, and he looks
Yeah.
at the sign that says "So Easy a Caveman Could Do It," and he's like, "Come
Come
on!"
on. I remember that one. That one was good. All
71%.
right, second question is Captain Crunch question. I'm showing 71%. That's down to 3 seconds.
So
Yes,
yes,
that is the real net. Go ahead.
so that is command. So the Navy commander Horatio Magellan Crunch. Yes, that is his real name and rank. Captain only has 3 gold bars on his sleeve, which is the rank of commander in the Navy. Whereas a captain, which is considered a flag officer, is 4 gold bars before you get into the thick bars. So he is a naval commander, and his real name is Commander Horatio Magellan Crunch.
There you go. All right, so question number 35. I'm showing 57% over half of the group. We're
Jeez.
down to 2. debuting in 1936 as Ben tried to point out but was incorrect in his flex. Debuting in 1936, Rich Uncle Pennybag is the actual mascot of Monopoly.
His first name.
Pennybag.
His first name was actually Rich. His middle name is Uncle.
Are you serious? That's amazing. All right, are you cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? I'm showing 57%. Y'all only got to get 50% above one more question. All right, tell me about Cocoa Puffs, Doug.
Cocoa Pops is the correct cereal for a Mr. Coco the Monkey. Cocoa Puffs is Sonny the Cuckoo.
There it is.
So
And I was even reading it wrong.
Yep.
All right, we're to Pringles. I'm showing 57% of the group got it correct. There goes your last second. We'll count the extras to see how much you beat it by. But oddly enough, Julio Pringle's head is the shape of a Pringle. Additionally, the pictures of Julio on the can are also the size of the Pringles in the can. We don't do grammar for notes.
Yep. So
it's the exact same size.
If you hold up a Pringle to the picture of Julio, it is a 1-for-1.
That's amazing. Next one is for you. It is Nesquik, and you all got 71% again, so you're at -1 right now.
All you.
Tell me about Nesquik. Is it me? Okay.
Yeah.
The bunny's name is actually Quickie, but no one really knows it because he is very rarely referred to other than as the Nesquik rabbit. 39. Chesto Cheetah. Oh, the first one they actually missed.
43%.
50%. Wow.
So
What you got for Chester?
Chester Cheetah has been the mascot of Cheetos since 1986. And not only is he a pretty cool dude, he has also been a protagonist in a few Nintendo games.
Really?
Just
Was he
like
in Smash Bros?
yeah, I hope.
I mean, I think that'd be hilarious.
Kind of like how the what was his name? The red dot from 7-Up had his own game on Sega.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
It was like cool dot or cool spot or something. I forgot what that was.
I remember what you're talking about. Last but not least, you guys actually aced the question where you were trying to rush it to get out. That would have taken you to -2. While in commercials, they refer to each other by their respective colors. The whole group is called the Spokes Candies. So technically, by our standard, number one, you would have aced my 50% challenge, which is what I used to try to go by. You had one question that dipped under 50% correct. Good job. Two, by our new standard that we came up with today, you gained back 7 seconds. 7 of the 8 questions you guys got above 80%. That deserves some respect. Ladies and gentlemen, good job. Sorry about the lag. Even with it, you won it out. To you all, Douglas.
Cheers.
To you. To the ground. To our friends. Pour one out for the boys. Let's go. We literally talked about this last week, how I should pour this in a glass. Also, secondly, I had this in the freezer. It's like pouring cold ice cream down my throat.
That was fun.
And we'll keep working on that.
Refreshing.
All right, good job. Course.
All right.
You used my GIF. You used my GIF. Is it my question or yours?
It's your question.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Psych! You thought you were getting away from current events this week, but guess what? You're not. It's recent history events. Happy stuff again. First is easy. After the NFC and AFC championship games, the Super Bowl matchup is going to be what? If you are confused, from many of my years of playing fantasy football, my team is called Mind Game. And this is Terry Tate, office linebacker. If you don't know what that is, go to YouTube, look up Terry Tate, office linebacker, and be entertained for a solid 4 parts in 30 minutes.
If you finish the Joe, you make some
You
mo.
make some mo. That ain't new, baby. Playing hurt, that don't phase me. I can quote that whole first one. Have you seen the third one where he goes on vacation?
Yeah.
Like the hotel?
No, have you seen the sexual harassment one? That is.
Oh no.
Yeah. So
I have to go check that one out.
So he gets reported to HR for unwanted physical contact by hitting people. Obviously, the head of HR is a woman though, and so he's doing his best, and everyone starts like stepping on him essentially, like, oh, what are you gonna do, Terry? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, Terry? And then she starts like grabbing the butt of like some guys, and he sees it and tackles her.
Yes.
He's like, you don't bring that stuff in my house. No.
No, not in here. 18 million views, ladies and gentlemen. Yet again. Oh, that's my balls.
Super Bowl should be
With a
capitalized.
grammar call, Super Bowl should be capitalized. Let me go. I will consult the internet. I type in lowercase Super
It's-
Bowl Douglas.
It's a proper
Number
noun.
one, it is not only 2 words, and you've done it as one, but it is also capitalized. I will default. I think Mr. Balls is correct. I will also be referring to you as that from now on, Mr. Balls.
Mr. Balls. I would even give him another one, being it's 2 words.
I was about to say, I think we double it. I think you double that one. I think that's double grammar penalty, double drink, my friend. To you.
Cheers.
This is also a part of my penalty from the speed round. Sorry, I'm a wimp. I have to work tomorrow. All right. But yeah, Chiefs and Eagles. Everybody got it correct. Good job.
Next one, Brave Bessie, the first black female pilot, is being given some more/extra recognition for her achievements with what toy honoring her?
Dude, go to Discord. Ben owns the Sprite Nintendo game. That's what he was talking about. He has it.
It was on
Called Spot.
Yeah, it was on Super Nintendo. It was on Sega Genesis because I had that game. It was
That's
it
amazing.
was on Genesis as well, I should say.
That's awesome. I have posted
Also-
Chester, Super Nintendo, and Genesis. Awesome.
Also,
I posted Terry Tate, office linebacker, in the Discord. You know you want to be in there. Go check it out.
Ben, if you ever come back up here, down here, whatever, you're going to have to face Allie in Paperboy because she kicks the shit out of me, and I need someone to like help me out. And yeah,
I'm showing all answers in. What you got?
Barbie. The newest line of Barbies is historical figures, and Brave Bessie is one of them. It comes with the plane and the whole 9 yards.
That's awesome. The Cree people, a native Canadian tribe, not the Marvel race, has something to celebrate as a 170-year-old ancestral jacket was found in what kind of store and is being returned. Kim's family is... They're not Cree. What are they? They're a Canadian Indian tribe. Her family is a descent of one of those. Because I, if you couldn't tell by my beautiful olive skin, have Cherokee in me. I do find that funny because I tan really well, and everybody used to aggravate me about it. And my mom was finally like, "Oh yeah, by the way, your grandpa was a quarter Cherokee," and I'm like, "Well, that makes sense. Thank you."
So we found out. I found out. I guess. Well, everyone else knew. I didn't. For the longest time, I thought that I was 1/16th Apache. So I had just missed out on the, or 1/32nd. Sorry.
Because 16th is the cutoff, isn't
Right.
it?
So come to find out, the great whatever grandmother that we traced it back to was the second wife who bore no kids. So we have no Native American blood, and everyone else knew this.
Ooh.
Everyone else knew
Except
this
you.
except me, because everyone kept talking about how my great grandfather's grandmother was full blood Apache, and I was like, holy shit! Like, we're Native American. No, we are white as they fucking come. I am Welsh on one side and I am British on the other. Like, I am as white boy as they come.
I haven't done the full. So the correct answer here, it was in a vintage shop. If you'll read the next question, I'll think about what I was thinking about.
A new vaccine has entered human clinical trials and is showing promise in curing what mostly lethal virus? Mostly lethal meaning it's about 35%.
So 1 in 3,
Yeah,
give or
essentially.
take. My grandpa, I think, was a quarter, which, if I do my math right, makes my mom an 8 and me a 16.
Correct.
Right? Because you couldn't have every time. So I think I would have qualified, but I don't know that he had any direct lineage. and
You-
I've never tried to track it down.
You have to be able to prove
You have to be able to prove someone who's
relationship to the tribe. Like someone has to
the
have
tribe.
right.
Yeah.
So, someone has to be able to say, "I am part of the tribe," and a lot of people who married outside of the tribe renounced their claim to it.
I don't think my grandpa would have had any kind of claim, but I would be curious how that panned out. I've always wanted to take a my in-laws actually did I think they did 23andMe. They did one of the tests, and it was interesting because we learned that Kim's family has Viking in them.
That's pretty
Because
awesome.
my father-in-law is like 80% Scottish. Like his family is from Edinburgh, and but it was cool because they had like Viking lineage, so that which makes sense, right? Anyone who lives in most of Europe has some form of Viking in them, most likely, based on what the Vikings did. But
And the answer is the Marburg virus.
what is Marburg? Because that doesn't ring a bell for me.
Marburg virus. It causes hemorrhagic fever.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm sorry. It wasn't. 35% survival. It's not 35% fatality rate. It's a 35% survival rate.
So 2 and 3 die.
Oh no, I screwed that up. No, 88% fatality ratio.
So that's 4
20
and 5 die.
22. Yes,
1 and
so
5 survive. Holy
so-
crap.
High virulent disease that causes hemorrhagic fever with fatality of up to 88% is in the same family as the virus that causes Ebola.
Oh boy, that's not fun.
So my buddy Brian, who can't make it to my wedding because he's going on a trip, work trip. He said it was a mandatory work trip that he can't miss, and I was like, "Fuck your
Gotcha.
mandatory work trip! Like, come to my wedding." Come to find out, he's going to Nigeria to collect samples of the Lassa virus, which they believe might be a future pandemic, possibly. Kind of like how we
Good.
kind of like how we saw SARS, and then it took like a long time before SARS became
Or it
COVID.
transferred over.
Right.
Yeah.
So Lassa virus is kind of like in that class.
Gotcha.
And to continue and bring back more research is they're going to collect samples from Ebola survivors.
Interesting.
He's like,
I
yeah.
think that's a good call.
He's like, yeah. So when I'm there during the day, there's 6 hours we don't get power, and running water is not guaranteed. So would I rather go to your wedding? Yes. Do I have any other choice? No. It's like, oh, that's
No.
fair.
No, I do not. All right. Question 45. To try and save on fuel
Just go.
and cut emissions, a cargo ship tried using what kid's toy to supplement its power? God, Doug and I are so bad at grammar.
I should
Someone
say.
Someone else has to do. Where is Mama Fafro tonight?
Yeah.
Mama Fafro and Kim should be all over this grammar thing. I don't think Kim's paying attention. That is my guess.
I'd also like to say they successfully used this to
Really?
supplement their power.
Oh, that's awesome. I don't want to grammar ourselves, but we're going to. Here in a minute.
If no one else does.
Well, yeah. I think I need to go explain to Kim what's going on, because I doubt she listened when we explained it at the beginning. Because something tells me that literally every sentence we write, she'd be grammatically correcting if she could. Just for the pure meanness of doing it. Ben, tell me where Mama Fafro is. I haven't even heard her in chat tonight. Kenny's
know.
literally done nothing but made us drink. Ben's talked. And then Ask My Balls has been on. I'm curious what everybody's doing tonight. I'll use this picture. I want you to see it.
Or she would be owning you guys.
Aww. I love Mama Fafro. She dominates trivia. She's amazing. I got 7 to 7 answers in. The correct answer here is kite. Kite.
They
Long week. Just vibing. No, I feel that, Kenny. I literally took a 2-hour nap before trivia. It's been that kind of week. I've been getting home at like 6 or 7.
you know that gif of like that gif of the dog in reverse who like swings his head up and like looks like he's just waking up when
To you.
when he's just waking up. When you turn on your camera, that's what I saw. Was you just like
No, that was the truth,
I'm
dude. Like,
here.
I literally was so tired. It's been a long week.
So yeah, they attached a couple of like kite surfing kites to the front of the boat, and it actually cut power by a good bit. Or cut
Really?
cut
That's
use
awesome.
of power for fuel for running the props. But so the World Snow Sculpting Championship took place in Minnesota last week. What winning country was able to beat out Germany and Finland? Germany being number 2, Finland being number 3. Also, as a bonus point, can you tell me the other state that Minnesota trades off hosting the sculpting championship with?
Look at Doug throwing in some extra knowledge here.
I
sent you a Discord message, by the way.
I've been to this. I've been to the World Sculpting Championship before. Not Minnesota though, in a different state.
Kenny says Michigan.
Damn. No.
Yeah, I know.
it's
Compared to the rest of the family.
Yeah, it's white, like given
Red. Almost.
Yeah, I was
And that's
just
the
like,
quality of the camera.
but it's like gradient. It's like kind of white, little red, and then just like meh, brown.
Doug is looking at the a picture of my mom is on the far right, by the way. And that's my uncle, and then my grandma on the far left. But that is my grandpa. And as you'll notice in that picture, he has a beautiful thing of chest hair. His brother couldn't grow hair. I love this. This was one of my favorite stories as a kid. It was always a joke that they'd steal my grandpa's chest hair. My uncle would, and put it on his chest. One of them actually attached and grew. So my like, let's see, my grandpa's brother, so great uncle, whatever it is.
Great uncle.
I never remember that part. He grew one singular chest hair, and it was the one of the ones that he like laid on his chest and it attached. Like it follicled in. At least that's what they always claimed. It was a dumb story, but it was really funny.
That's awesome. It's not Michigan.
Ben gave you the city, I think, in Minnesota that it happens in.
it wasn't-
not the other state.
It was in Stillwater, Minnesota. This year's competition.
Ooh.
It
That
is-
habanero thing, by the way, is wrecking my stomach. You were talking about acid reflux in a can. That habanero is tough on the body. Ben was right. Pepto Chaser is the play.
That berry
Kim!
goes wasn't bad. I'm
And
not.
I see. My plan is to bring that next weekend. I really wanted to drink that one next weekend, so I'm bringing it
it's
with
really
me.
good.
I'm excited about it.
All right.
All right. Well, we're excluding my wife. She's out. What you got?
USA.
All right. So give them their bonus. What was it?
Colorado, specifically Breckenridge, Colorado, is where they host.
Y'all should have known.
You should have
Doug
known.
would bring up Colorado. You nerd.
Breckenridge, Colorado. It actually coincides with a festival called Uller Fest, and for those of you who don't know,
Ooh-la.
Uller is the Norse god of the hunt, and drinking. How they celebrate this fine occasion is normally after the winner of the championship is announced. The week after it is they announce the winner normally on Saturday, and so then from Sunday to Saturday is a week-long party.
Oh wow.
Called Ullerfest. And it's literally just an excuse to drink heavily. There is a parade that happens during the week where the town comes in and there are floats, quote unquote. The only true floats I ever saw at Ullerfest were the Boy Scouts of America and the Girl Scouts of America and the PTA. Those three groups made actual floats. And then everything else, like Ski Patrol's float was an F-350 going down Main Street, dragging 3 kegs behind it on
That's
a rope,
amazing.
with Ski Patrol guys riding them with the nozzle in their mouth.
Of course.
I will just say it devolved from there. Just
Really, I can't imagine that.
and they started just chucking shit at people. I got like 4 free beers at the age of like 20, 19. Like it was great.
No, Doug, you were 21. We only allow people above 21 to drink.
I didn't say
And
I
that's
drank them. I say I
That's
caught
what's
them.
happening.
I caught them.
No, you didn't. Doug is lying, and he is a liar. He's always been 21 with alcohol. Anywho, the penultimate question of the night, and the only reason I'm rushing in is because I
Oh,
have
that's
to
it.
go.
Yeah.
Because I have to break the seal. Aviation startup Zero Avia made history last week by flying the world's largest plane that runs on an electric battery. And what else? I'll be back.
All right.
Oh god.
So the electric battery gets it all started up, gets the engines going, gets to take off, and then to carry it for longer distances, what other energy source does it use? Which I want to find this. I assume that's a model says this guy is writing the GIF, and I want to find it, and I want to write it up into the sky. We're missing big bunghole. Oh, I'm kind of sad you guys didn't fall for my trick, but it's fine. But yeah, so they made a not transcontinental, inter. They went from East Coast to West Coast with this thing, using electric and what other power source? Baked bunghole, we are missing your answer.
The one and the only. Good baked bunghole. Oh god, my wife's gonna kill me.
Why is that?
I was supposed to order food like
Oh, you-
45 minutes ago.
I was gonna say, you normally get food like when we start.
I usually get it when we start, but me and her had food when I got home from work, and I've been getting home from work fairly late this week. It's been a long week, like we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
So she wanted me to order food after I woke up from my nap, and we had planned on like me ordering it halfway through trivia at 8. And she was like, "Get Domino's." So I pulled up Domino's while we were in the middle of like just after halftime, and I had to reset my password. I forgot to reset it. I just remembered.
But-
So we're gonna order it and pretend like Domino's just took a long time.
Well, the answer is hydrogen. They
Yep, they
successfully
used
successfully used hydrogen.
Interesting.
Punctuation doesn't count, although that
Yep, we
is-
talked about. I'll give it to him.
Yeah.
To you.
I'll put that up there. I will put apostrophe S up there with there.
Yeah, I agree.
So, all right, you're up.
All right, bring it home. Is it me? Okay.
Yeah.
Last week, what animal was saved by railroad workers after its butt hairs got frozen to the tracks? I had to just let this thing go. I kind of wanna do a exclamation mark free here and give a alternate name to this thing,
No.
but I won't.
I know what you want to call it.
I do, and I even have a I have an emote that we're gonna use as we finish out the round. So if you're a part of my Discord and you've paid attention to the emotes I use, you can probably get this answer correct. 'Cause I have this as an emote in my Discord.
It's your favorite
On you,
Chicky Dude.
it is also my favorite Chicky Doo. And if you have no clue what we're talking about, sometime on a Wednesday night, come to my Discord and find out. We play games every Wednesday night, and this is one of the games that we play. It's Chicky Doo, and you get to be an animal that jumps around and does stuff, and I use this one. Correct. Ask my balls. Correct.
Damn. No,
I assume Baked Bunghole's the only one missing. We'll let the 15
Yeah.
seconds roll. My password apparently doesn't match the other password. It's one of those times that I'm glad Kim doesn't listen to chat. She would be yelling at me because I forgot to order food.
Yay, we won.
We won?
Yep.
Oh yeah, no, the women won. Yeah. All right, round's over. The correct answer here. This is the raccoon. If you jump over to Twitch, if you're listening, this is one of my favorite used emotes. Where's it at? Where's that? To my own. Where's my trash panda? There he is.
Trash Panda.
There he is.
You take that back. Alright, well, with
That's
that, our leaderboard. In first place, we have, survey says, Mashed Bungholes, 89.139. Second place, 82.701. Third place, by 0.7 behind, 82.008. Fourth place, 81.456. Fifth place, Bunghole Skin, 74.018. Big Bunghole, 72.023. Scrappy and Tiny, 43.254. Alright.
Say Kenny spelled wieners wrong.
Alright. Thank you all for coming. We appreciate you all, as always. You are fantastic people. If no one has told you this week, we are proud of you. You're doing great things. Keep doing what you're doing. You're beautiful.
To you all, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming. As Doug said, you are all beautiful, and we are proud of you. If someone else tells you that this week, we are proud of you. You're amazing, you're beautiful, we love you. Thank you for coming. We'll be back same trivia time, same trivia place, next Thursday at 7 p.m. As you recall, next month will be history. Keep paying attention to those rounds. There may be hints scattered in there. Look for the history questions. But besides that, have a wonderful end of your week. Roll into that weekend. Have a good time. Come hang out with us on stream as we play games. The Discord's up there. Other than that, have a good time. Have a wonderful time on Friday. And kicking it to my beautiful life partner. Send us off, brother.